This is JT Savage of Savage Talk. You're watching my first YouTube video ever. Ever! I know, right? So what? Everybody makes YouTube videos these days. I'm a little bit late to the game. Very late to the game. I know this, man. But I'm going to get you high today. Oh, no. Sorry, that's Friday. One of the best comedies of our time. Speaking of which, there will probably be another comedy again like Friday in our lifetime, with the direction that this society is headed down. But there are a ton of great YouTube channels, such as Louder with Crowder, Heel vs. Babyface, Neurotic, Geeks and Gamers, Young Ripper 59, Friday Night Tights, especially when they have the fiery redhead Chrissy Mayer on there when she does her Frost impression. Very, very excellent. Those are the shows that I am basically going to model this channel after. I watch these channels all day long when I work my 9-to-5 job, okay? There are other channels that I watch as well, but they're hit or miss. And they get a lot of things wrong, and they tend to annoy me more often than they entertain me. And I probably shouldn't name them because I don't want drama with them because they're big name shows. And someday I will divulge who they are. But not for now. I need to build some sort of audience before I start. I don't want to say making enemies, but I don't want to step on any toes, especially those toes that could easily step on me. But I definitely feel like I could be more real and honest than a lot of these other people. Not the ones I mentioned, obviously, but I'm talking about the non-name shows. My opinions are similar to those guys, but they generally take a more liberal approach than I ever would. Plus, they refrain from speaking in a manner I find more natural and real. And, they do it to save a few shekels from YouTube and their big name sponsors and all that. I don't want to do that. I'm not talking about the shows I mentioned again. I'll say it one more time because those shows don't do that. But anyway, let me talk more about myself, okay? I used to be an illustrator, and then I was a photographer of, beautiful women, okay? Beautiful naked women. And I used to do a lot of alternative fashion. I also self-published 2 alternative fashion magazines that were they were high quality, and they rivaled the production value of other magazines of that typical, same genre. And but those magazines generally were built with full teams of people. Mine I did basically myself. Like, I had a writer. Like, you could see it. You can go to MagCloud and see it for yourself. Tenebrous magazine, and the other one's called Iniquity. Those were a lot of work. I really loved doing it. They weren't profitable. I didn't really get started doing them to be profitable. I just did them because I liked what I was doing, okay? But after that, I started doing a podcast. I had a partner. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. Podcasting was fun. I used to do, same kind of thing I'm going to do on the YouTube channel. I used to talk about popular culture, movies, all that type of stuff, some politics. I used to run a podcast with a partner. And he quit to start making babies, and I couldn't find a suitable replacement, so I shelved the whole podcast idea. I really wanted to do YouTube videos back then, honestly, but I had zero idea how to do video stuff. I still don't know how to do video stuff, and I didn't want to mess with something unless it was the level of my photography or the level of which I was able to build and create the magazines. I still don't know how to do the OBS stuff. I'm hoping to learn. I learned enough to make, this silly thing that you see here in front of you. And I'm hoping to get better at it. I'm hoping enough people like my channel and like what I'm doing enough that maybe they'll help me, or they'll produce it, or they'll make little videos like those other guys got, because those things are freaking hilarious. Like the beginning to Friday Night Tights and the real BBC and those shows, those things are hilarious. Like, I crack up during those. I would love to have stuff like those, but for now, I don't know how to do it. I don't even know how to animate any of this stuff. I just made the template and whatever. I'll learn. I'll get better. If I waited to learn all the stuff that I wanted to learn before making YouTube videos, I would have never made this video. You know, I held off for a really long time. I'm like, oh, I just need to get this piece of equipment, or I just need to learn OBS a little better, or I just need to learn how to speak in front of a camera a little bit. I'm sure I still need to learn how to do that, by the way. I'm sure this is not great. Anyway, first video, man, like, cut me some slack. You know, I'm trying. It'll get better. That's what I'm trying to say, is I will get better. Give me the chance. Now, that being said, one of the most important things, and probably going to be the most difficult hurdle in this whole YouTube thing, is that I used to be a liberal. I'm not a liberal anymore. I'm a conservative. I'm not a Republican. No. But I used to be a liberal about 10 years ago. And it seemed at that point, liberals were turning more tyrannical and dishonest instead of the altruistic and inclusive people that they preached to be. Okay? They preached about racism and being judgmental, while they were actually the worst of both of those things. And now, well, I don't know. It's reached a fever pitch to where we're all being silenced, becoming poor. We're on the verge of World War III. And while I sure as hell could not be a politician, I can at least make videos and, you know, comment on the properties and the things that I love and that I want to protect, that I actually have a possibility to make a difference. Maybe, you know, I grew up on comics, and when comics first became something truly amazing, is the first X-Men comic that I ever got was an X-Men comic by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. And it was the first time I saw Wolverine, and it was the first time I saw the Savage Land. It was the first time I saw John Byrne, the first time I heard of Chris Claremont, any of that stuff. And that changed my life forever. And I think it changed the life for a lot of people in comics who, when John Byrne and Chris Claremont started doing the X-Men. And I know Chris Cockrum started that original new team of X-Men, but it didn't really shine until John Byrne took over. And then Chris Cockrum came back. And then I think it was Paul Smith did some really great issues with Wolverine and Rogue and all that stuff. All that stuff was amazing. And that was before the internet, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly young. But I haven't bought comics in years now. And when I was in second grade, I had this ripped up comic. It had no cover. It was just a comic that sold Marvel stuff. And that sounds stupid now, because you can buy Marvel stuff anywhere. Marvel's everywhere. But when you were my age, it was like impossible to get your hands on Marvel stuff. Impossible. The only thing they had was like some comics, and they had some collected books. Not like graphic novels like you have now. They had like these collected tomes of issues. Kind of like now, but they weren't the same. It's not the same as like a graphic novel where some, you know, where they were written to be put together in a book. This was just somebody collected them back in the day. That's all you can get, and some toys. And it wasn't a lot of toys. And you couldn't find them in stores, and they were impossible to get. They're literally impossible to get. And I remember looking at this comic book, and I treasured it. And even though it had no cover, it was torn up. It was trash. It was trash. But I looked at it, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, man, someday they're gonna make movies of Iron Man and the Avengers. Like I said, this is before I even knew who the X-Men were. It was second grade. And then that day came when Infinity War and Endgame came out. And man, it was like my boyhood dreams came true. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, they actually pulled it off. They did what I always wanted to do, that I couldn't picture how it could be done back then, because how could you? Like, nothing like that existed. You know, you had, I don't even think Star Wars was out when I was in second grade, come think of it. But anyway, that was like my dream come true, right? When those movies came out, I was like, we've reached the promised land. And then Marvel decided to go woke as fuck and start making all their movies about the B-list characters and the tokenized characters. And it just, everything started, they started fucking up Star Wars. All the things we love that I loved as a kid that everybody loves now, that everyone's mad about now, that all these guys make videos about now, because all we want is them to do right by our characters and by our childhood. And it's not living in the past. It was good. It's not good now. Like, it's not good now. A couple of these stories are good, but most of them just pure trash. I'm pretty sure that Miss Marvel's going to be trash. I'll probably make videos of it if I start making some video. Well, I'm going to start making videos, but I'm saying I'll probably review that when I figure this out fully, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be trash too. Now, I know it's for kids, but I mean, whatever, man. I have to look at it as a whole thing, because it's the next step for Marvel. And I hope it's not another misstep, but it looks like it's going to be. So I'm going to start adding my voice to the choir of YouTube and the YouTube critics. And I don't want to say naysayers, because it's people who love these things. Like, you look at Gary from Nerdrotic, that dude's got more toys and comics than anybody I know. But, we don't like to see our things be ruined, and we don't like to be told we're racist or whatever they call us when we have legitimate criticisms about terrible things they're doing to ruin these franchises. So while my videos may not be the fanciest at first, they will be brutally honest, and I will call out the bullshit, what it is, for in my own words. Not written down for me like G-Force Frost Urine or whatever the fuck her name is. Like, oh, they write our reviews. We can't review all the games, and so we have to... No. If I review a game, it's going to be a game that I fucking play. I'll probably stream it when I figure that one out. So, I hope you can give me the chance and continue to watch what I put out. I put all that I have into projects that I do, and hopefully you'll see that. So please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And hey, fuck it. Click the notification bell while you're at it. It's much appreciated. I will see you when I put out the next one of these sumbitches, okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day.